Guys, welcome back to a new one. Here we are looking at AMC because we have an important topic to talk about. It is the initial motive as to why we are here, because I think with the state of the market now, with crashes looking likely and apparent every single index that we look at, it's easier and easier to forget why we initially came to AMC and why we are still here. But, especially with the next trading day being so close, it is important to have that recap, look at why we're here, and look at why we continue to hold, and that is what we're going to be doing in the video. As always, if you do enjoy it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, because we are trying to grow the channel and get the info out to as many people as possible. But as always, remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions when buying or selling any stock that we talk about here on the channel. But yeah, with that being said, let us go on to talk about where we are with AMC. Now, what I'm going to do first is come out here to the Yahoo Finance chart and highlight the past few years. So going out to the 1 year chart, maybe even the 5 year chart, where we're going to see the price of AMC at the lows in late December of 2020 came down to a price of about $250. And this really is significant for one reason. It was coming to a point where AMC was looking highly likely to be going bankrupt. And obviously, from that point, everybody did go on to save AMC and GME from that bankruptcy. I think people, both in the US but across the world, realized, why are these big funds trying to send companies broke? Why are they trying to do this and send good American businesses out of business, to put it in the most frank way? It seems a bit unfair and unjust. But, again, people realized the potential as well for a squeeze here if things did go on to work out in the way that they initially could have. Now, we didn't really see the squeeze, but we did see that initial push up to the price, I think it was up here, of about $13 to $15, but from that point, it did start to come back down again. Anyway, as time went on, the company went less and less likely to be bankrupt, and now we're in a place where the company is doing superbly. Great movies coming out every single week, basically, and we're seeing, of course, record attendance figures as well, which is brilliant. 2021 ended up being quite fantastic for AMC as it had a remarkable turnaround. So that's the reason why we're here initially, but I think since then, our motives have, and at least should have, changed significantly, because we are now a lot more educated than we have been in the past. We've learnt things that are obviously applicable to AMC, as you would expect. We've also learnt transferable skills that we can take to other stocks and even cryptos. We've learnt the power of holding. We've learnt the power of staying with our sentiment. We've learnt the power of averaging down and buying the dip. We've learnt about other factors such as market manipulation that we have been seeing across AMC and the wider markets for some time. We've learnt how these funds work to trick investors, especially the retail ones, and we've learnt how they monitor retail investors. We've recapped what we saw back in 2008 and how iniquitous that was for the poorer people in society like ourselves, whilst the 1% continue to get richer even to this day, with the pandemic being a fantastic thing for the 1% as they manage to grow their wealth exponentially, whilst people like us are suffering down here. So what I'm trying to say is that we've learnt a lot more than AMC. We've learnt more about the markets, and this is something which we will hold with us to a lifetime, because this is something that we wouldn't really have known if this one had have just run up and people had have sold that quickly. So it is amazing that this one is still going and the movement is still here. But when we think about all that we've discovered, when we think about all that we stand for and all that we are here for, in my opinion at least, it makes me feel a lot more strong about my sentiment to AMC. And I think it makes me feel like we're in a better place than we ever have been in the past, because we are educated now. We know what we're doing, and right now we're the ones in the strong position. As we have discovered in the past with the short selling, it's a case of, if they're going to short sell on a company, they highly anticipate that it's going to go bankrupt or going to lose money, and especially when the naked shorts come out, that is especially true. But now that the company isn't going bankrupt and they have to close those short positions, it's looking highly likely that AMC could be actually trading below fundamental value. Now that we've discovered that most retail investors are holding, yet the stock price is dropping, where do we go? Where do we go from here? It really is a confusing issue, isn't it? And I think after time, if people do stay here, as I'm sure they will, some sort of action is going to have to come into fruition, because as we've been saying before, this is potentially a once in a lifetime play, not for the stock price only, but also for the fair equal markets, because if people move on from this one, and if people start to, lose interest, lose attention, and eyes come off of AMC, then what? What's the next play going to be? And of course, when the next play does come around, if people lost interest, it's going to be a case of, oh, AMC GME didn't work. Whereas right now, we're putting the pressure on them. And I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, nobody can say for certain what's going to happen, but the markets are not looking too strong as a whole. We're seeing pretty much almost every single day being red on the markets since the start of 2022, with a few exceptions, of course, but really it's been a red month for stocks and crypto as well. And with that being said, hedge funds, they're in a position of weakness, especially if they are long on other assets and short on AMC, because, again, where do they go? And I think if this one is left to continue to run, if the regulators don't take action on this one, then where do we go? We're going to get ourselves in a worse situation, especially if naked shorts, etc. do have to be covered and all that sort of stuff, because then we come into a point of where does that money come from? Do we get government bailouts again for the institutions like we did in 2008? What is going to happen then? It really is a perplexing issue, isn't it? But really, now the situation is different. We're having a little bit of a decline in the markets again. Is it too soon to call it a crash? I would probably say so, but it does look like it could be that way. But it's not even about that, it's about the situation, right? Now, unlike in 2008, people have seen what's happened just over 10 years ago now, because this has happened again in 2008, so they have that retrospect to look at. People have seen what's happened to their lives in the past 2 or 3 years, and a lot of people are living in economic uncertainty. People are fed up of it. People are fed up of looking at the 1, 2, 3% who are gaining massive amounts of wealth, doubling their incomes in such a short period of time, whilst they can barely even afford to pay their bills. So I think, if anything, that kind of reinstates people's sentiment to want to hold, and I think that's why the movement isn't really going to die out. And I know below this video in the comment section, I already can imagine there's going to be 1,000 comments talking about why AMC is dead and why I am delusional, but honestly, I don't care. I'm just trying to tell you guys my personal opinion. I do not think that you should follow me, as this is only what I believe, and again, you should have different beliefs. But this is the way that I see it. You may disagree, you may agree, I'm not really too bothered, but that is my opinion. But thank you for watching the video though. I'll be back with another one in just a bit, guys, so see you then. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here, and again if you do join us it is completely free, link is down below, but if you do want to become a Patreon you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name, so your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.